buying time. Here we go. It's Just One Kill Please Game 2 and versus No Limits. Just One Kill Please took it back in commanding fashion after that amazing game 1. We'll see whether No Limits can answer back. Interesting that No Limits, when they played against one anchor, was it one anchor? I think it was
believe it was one anchor.
Yeah, when they played against one anchor, the captain B said that, you know, if they win game 1, then it's mode fun for game 2. But we'll have to see what not winning game 1 does for them, what mode they're going to be in. I expect they'll be hungry to claw back that win as we see the bans come out. Once again, it's the Disruptor first ban.
Mode done.
Mode.
Ready to get it done.
Yeah, mode get stuff done. But yeah, I expect to see similar bans. As we always say, the team that loses has probably the most adjusting to do, but I think it's I think I'll be looking at No Limits to try and shore out some of the issues that Draft had in game 1 because they really didn't have a good way of taking team fights, right? They had all these heroes that would do damage, but then took so long to scale up that you know, even in the fights that they were supposed to be ahead in, they didn't really feel super commanding. But yeah.
Yeah. And we see the Disruptor ban come out yet again. One of these days, I just want to see one of these teams just let it go through.
No, I mean, we did see a game where it went through. I think, but it didn't look as good. So, I mean, maybe just not. Maybe they have let it through for a reason, but I'm sure Disruptor, one of the, like Glimpse, right? It's always the Glimpse that's so scary to play against. And also, just eliminate so many otherwise slippery heroes that could get out of situations. You just pull them straight back into the Static Storm.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's a Dawnbreaker ban again. Targeted ban on to burn PMW. Had a pretty rough early game on that Ember Spirit, but managed just to claw it back with nice rotations and TPs in to save his team in those side lanes, and yeah, makes it work out in the end. So we're gonna have to see. I think now it's actually Bang Rochman. Who was it previously? It was Shirts, right? Shirts on Just One Kill Please, and then they've subbed him out for Bang Rochman. So Bang Rochman was the player that we saw actually play. I didn't see Shirts, so that was the first game from Shirts on that Dark Willow. Now it's Bang Rochman into the game.
Tiny band coming out, and we'll see the last of the no, this isn't the last of the bands I'm talking.
Dude, the teams are actually taking really long for these first 2 bans. As we see the Dark Willow ban out, I guess it's just not wanting to play against that hero, even though I don't know whether Shirts is actually in the game. Let me double check. Is Shirts low? I have become anime. Let me just double check that. No, actually. Wait, is Shirts still in the game? Yeah, Shirts is in the game. Who did they sub out? They sub out Uranium Heart, actually. Player, which is interesting.
Okay, he had a big impact in that. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess everyone
Yeah,
to be,
I mean,
have a
they
big
kind
impact in
of,
the game.
yeah,
so.
they did their jobs, right? So,
Alright, what's the first pick? What's the first pick here?
I honestly have no clue. I feel like they're taking so much time because they're picking the direction for their draft, right? They might have a bit more to consider, especially since they just subbed in a player.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna see some role swaps and some adjustments here. It's gonna be Tusk first pick.
There he is. We were just talking about this, man.
We rarely see this hero outside of a position 4. So I'd be surprised if we see him in any other position, but not usually a hero you think about first picking. Because as much as he does enable some lanes and kill lanes, you really, I guess at higher levels you pick him for the snowball save, but this is just a good hero to, you know, provide some early to mid-game aggression. And that BKB piercing Walrus Punch can never be understated. It's going to be Warlock on the side of No Limits. Interesting first picks from both sides, not really indicative of much right now. Maybe telegraphing a bit of a team fight lineup for No Limits to try and, you know, make up for their team fight lacking game 1 lineup.
Possibly. Yeah, they need to pair it with something. Warlock is a hero that definitely needs a pairing. He can't just can't really do it alone. Tusk might be a hero, you put him in a lane and he just kind of dominates the lane. Warlock, he needs a strong one to kind of help him out and make the Fatal Bonds actually worthwhile.
I mean, you can also, with Warlock, you can also go with the more passive approach where you just kind of keep your carry topped up and farming, right? You just want to keep it safe. You make sure the hard cam is blocked so they don't do anything. And I think Tusk, the thing about Tusk is that you kind of want to keep pressuring the lane opponent, right? Warlock if this is a position 4 task we're talking about, Warlock can kind of keep that carry tip-topped up and not really at risk of dying. Because Tusk, as much as he has a lot of physical damage, his damage over time, it's not really as much burst. And it's Legion Commander pick this time for no limits. They snatch it away from 2-9. Not gonna allow him to have that one.
I actually like this. I think it actually, it's probably not going to lane with the Warlock, but I think it pairs nicely with the Warlock.
Yeah.
It gives you an extra bit of confidence for all of your duels. And it gives your Warlock just kind of a good target. It gives you timings really, which I think is really important.
Yeah, I think one interesting thing to point out is that with this LC, you usually want to blink in, and you don't want to be the only initiation your team have. We saw 2-9 make good work of that, but usually LC, we saw also, it's most successful when you can kind of split up the fight. You're dueling one person on one end, and someone else is controlling the other side, so they can't really interfere with the duel. That's definitely what this Warlock brings as well, because if the LC blinks in alone and tries to get a duel, and just one kill please respawn, then that's a free route on top of all their hits. As we see a Snapfire come out, most likely gonna be the support duo we see here. I don't remember whether it's just one kill please that draft in this manner, but I think they like to do very generic 2 supports into pos 1 and pos 3 and last pick their mid. But we shall have to see.
Although if this is a Tusk Snapfire lane, like if they run the Snapfire 3, that could be very scary. That is a lot of damage output in one lane.
And that's the missing burst damage that we are talking about with the Tusk, right? Because you can kind of do damage over time, but with that tag team and the little shredder, oh man, that's double the shred going on. I don't think the Warlock can heal through that.
Ban out I guess it's just a good rock stopper on the Faceless Void. And we see the Life Stealer ban. We saw that in game 1. I wonder if they'll have the same ban order here with the Life Stealer, Drow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Drow and like a PL ban subsequently as well, because it seems like just both these teams don't like, or at least a lot of teams in the league don't like playing against those heroes.
Yeah, and the Drow is actually really good to lane against the Tusk. Because the Drow sits far enough back that it really doesn't care about the tag team or even the only thing that can really stop the Drow is the shards. Maybe Slark.
Slark not really a carry that would ban, just because I feel like, okay, I mean it makes sense. I'm looking at the sides wrong here, because Slark can kind of like doesn't really care about Tusk and Snapfire. There's a lot of burst damage early on, but once it goes into the mid game, the Slark just dances around them.
5 seconds remain.
Like the one thing about just one kill piece I will say is that their stuns and disables are very telegraphed. Like you can see the Tusk coming towards you, you can see the cookie being thrown. So you can always prep that Dark Pact, right? And it's a bit scary. So I think that's where they kind of want to just maybe insure themselves a bit. Actually,
yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it.
You might be right, this could be the offlane that we're looking at, but we're still not sure, but we're gonna see the bans come out. Both teams eating into the reserve time a lot to consider in this game, I guess. On both sides, because no limits, you know, they kind of have to think about a winning strategy. They didn't really have that work out for them in game 1, and just one kill please, they have to contend with this this new player subbing in. I think it's not really like a sub, it's just like they're trying to let all 6 members of their team play, but probably a lot to think about. Down to 39 seconds only, as we see the Weaver this time banned out. The Weaver could be really scary with all the minus armor, huh?
Yeah, and I think No Limit's also a little running through their reserve time a bit, just because they don't really know where these heroes are going.
Right, like it's right now it's a bit up in the air for both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, these heroes, we know what they do, but it isn't really indicative of the draft. As we see a Drow ban, big surprise. We're gonna see a PL ban. I mean, LC does very well against PL early on. I can really tag on the pressure, right? Because a PL 1-1 on an LC is not really very good for the PL. Of course, you have the
and the fatal bonds as well.
Yeah, you have the strong supports of the Tusk and Step. But the fatal bonds, you can always purge it off immediately with the doppelganger, which.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
the
true.
thing about PL is that he lines up very well into Warlock throughout all stages of the game. There isn't really a point where a Warlock feels very good about fighting a PL. So it's the Bounty Hunter. Interesting ban here. I wonder what they're thinking with this Bounty Hunter ban.
Yeah, that usually indicates a hero, right? That usually indicates that something is you're thinking of something, but what could you be thinking of? Ricky?
Yeah,
Ricky
right.
Maru?
Wait, Ricky Maru could actually be really good here, right?
Yeah, I love
Because
it.
you can dodge all those telegraph stunts that we're talking about, but I don't know whether they're gonna pick it immediately. In what
He's
world do you
so hyped.
ban Ricky? What's going on? But
You never ban Ricky.
okay, we'll have to see whether that's the case here as we go into the first pick of the second phase. It is the next assassin.
Nyx.
Okay. So
Similar
this is most
idea.
likely the 4, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. A double melee lane like Nyx Legion Commander can actually, I think, be sometimes kind of weak. Because Nyx doesn't really do a whole lot in lane. You're really relying on the Legion Commander to be pretty self-reliant here.
I think one thing I wanted to point out is that LC, right, like really strong laner into a hero like the PL, which could be an attractive pick for just 1 kill, please. But that's if you pair her with a good 4. Nyx notoriously a very weak laner. We saw even Strilling, who had a monster performance for that Nyx early on, not really be able to impact the lane that much, and that's really just kind of Nyx's weakness. We see the dual counter right here. It's gonna be the Venge.
Yeah.
We're not sure if it's gonna be position 3 though. Honestly, all these heroes could be pos 3 to pos 5.
The one thing I will say about the Venge is it's a very, very good Nyx target, though. You can, like, even with just Vendetta, and your stun, you can burst down this Venge very easily.
I'm kind of liking the lineup of just 1 kill, please, because I feel like they're very solid disables, and it's quite scary because you really only have this LC to break it up with the press the attack right now, and you're lacking quite a lot of damage at the moment on No Limit. You have that initial burst with the Nyx, but you don't have that. And Spirit Roll. This is a spicy draft.
Another Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, big surprise.
The hero of the tournament.
Should we pull up the TGuff tweet and just pull it on the side of the screen at all times at this point?
Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah,
this hero scales, ladies and gentlemen. In case you didn't know, this hero can scale.
Yeah, we didn't see Shadowmark be able to do much because he didn't have a lot of follow-up damage. But we definitely saw the strong points of that hero, being able to keep someone locked down, especially tagged on with so many disables from his allies. Just gonna be annoying to deal with right now. The only thing they really have to stop the stun is this Nyx Assassin Impale, which is always gonna be off on cooldown just because of, you know, it has to be used to set something up, right? And the PA picked. What do you think about this PA pick?
I love it, and not because I think it's you know, entirely good here, but just because I kind of love to see it. I kind of love to see just like the Legion Commander, the Phantom Assassin. Like, these are heroes. These cores are like, you put them on your best players.
Yeah.
You really are putting a lot of trust in your 1 and your 3 and your 4. Even with Nyx Assassin, it's kind of a hard hero to execute.
Yeah.
No Limits have a very hard draft to execute, but I respect it's ballsy, and I respect that.
I wonder what's their game plan for success here, because I don't like, they kind of are reliant on lanes to go well, so they have a nice mid game to farm in. Because if the early game goes poorly for them, the LC isn't gonna be very strong when it comes to making moves, and then that kind of impacts the PA as well, right? Because she's gonna be the one who gets moved on with this Spirit Breaker. Their mid feels like it just kind of has to do so much for them at this point. I'm not really sure what you could pick. Of course, we can go back to the Spirits. None of them are banned out at the moment.
Yeah, but are No Limits anticipating a 1 position?
I think I would be anticipating a 1 position as well, because it could be a Spirit Breaker mid, Snapfire mid. I don't think any of these heroes are very suited for the 1. I don't think you put Venge 1. Because the Venge obviously has been picked to kind of swap out of the duel, right? And just kind of be that safe. Yeah, so very interesting draft.
Okay.
But we're most definitely expecting the 1, as they ban out the Storm Spirit. Would have been very strong against them, being able to dodge all those telegraph disables. Can disjoint the Venge stun, can dodge the Spirit Breaker charge or the Spirit Breaker ulti with a zip, and Sven last ban from No Limits.
Yeah, definitely anticipating a 1 position.
Yeah, I think this PA pick, one interesting thing to point out is that they have a lot of physical damage, but that doesn't really go through the PA's blur, right? They don't have a lot of true strike. The only thing that really hits hard is the Walrus Punch, which is a 100% connect. But with that blur, it could cause them a bit of issues. They have a lot of damage between Snapfire and maybe the Spirit Breaker charge, but she can dodge a lot of that with the blur. And last pick is the Void Spirit. Oh, this is gonna
So okay,
be a
I'm gonna
spicy
sound
one.
crazy, But I was actually gonna, before they banned out this Wraith King, we were anticipating a one position. I was for sure expecting the Void Spirit ban, because you see the OD ban, we've talked about it so much. You see the OD ban, the Spirit pick is coming out.
I think this might also couple for them as a deny pick, honestly, because Void Spirit looks so good for No Limits right now, and it's gonna be Lina to try and dominate the mid lane and keep up that tempo. And this is what we were talking about, right? We need a strong early hero to be leading Legion Commander, to be that damage that Nyx Assassin and LC need to finish the job, and it's gonna be that Lina be putting the team on his back right now with that last pick. He's picked it to counter out the mid lane, and this time I think it's gonna be, is it 2-9 on this bench? Who's the boss one right now on this team?
It could be an offlane Vengeful Spirit.
Or it could be a pos 1 Snapfire. We've been seeing that shake down in Southeast Asia quite a bit, but we'll have to see as we get into the draft. The only thing we know for sure is no limits right now. They have Slaymate on this pos 5 Warlock, Waste Manager, most likely in position 3, Shadowbug that pos 4, Kid Magic on his PA with the Arcana. Man's just balling with the cosmetics and B on that shiny Lina. Cosmetic game quite even, but definitely to No Limits this game.
Yeah, I definitely give it to No Limits here. The Nyx is balling.
Okay,
that is one of the coolest Nyx assassins I've seen.
What lineup do you favor? I think I just have to go with just one kill, please. It looks so scary. They have so much fighting potential.
Look much easier to execute as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I kind of look at these No Limits here. They need a lead to win in this game.
And I guess
so
their
lanes have to go pretty
yeah,
spectacularly.
I think they're really hoping that Lina can set that up for them, but we'll have to see as we get into the game real soon. Last thing I want to point out before we go into the game is that one small thing about Warlock that never gets mentioned is the fact that you can change the damage effectiveness of any core hero, right? Because you see like someone like a Lina or a PA, very single target focused, right? Always try to burst down or click down one hero. With that Fatal Bonds, that immense damage and burst ability can be translated to an entire team. But we'll have to see whether that ends up coming true. B, putting the team on his level 30 Lina as we get into the game. It's gonna be him leading the squad on that mid Lina for No Limits. Slaymate on that position 5 Warlock. And it's Kid Magic now on the carry again with that PA, and Waste Manager gonna be trying to have a bit more of a successful offlane on the LC, and last but not least, it's gonna be Shadow Merc on that position for Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, and on the side of Radiant, on just one kill please, you've got Burnt BMW playing the mid Void Spirit. You've got Shirts on this Spirit Breaker. We can assume that that's a position 4. We've got, oh no, it's position 3.
Spirit Breaker?
Yeah, I think it's position 3 Spirit Breaker.
So is it a safe lane? It looks like it's a safe lane.
It's actually so hard to tell.
It's a safe lane bench. It's a safe lane bench.
Yeah, that's the one I'm kind of sure of right now. That in the mid. I actually think it might be Bang Rajman on the position 3 Snapfire, just based on the items. And then position 4 Spirit Breaker, and then position 5 Tusk. So we're going to see GME possibly on the position 5 Tusk, Shirts possibly on the position 4 Spirit Breaker, Bang Rajman possibly on the position 3 Snapfire, and then Vengeful Spirit 2-9 for sure playing the safe lane Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, I do want to say though, Bang Rajman historically a support player. Saw him play pos 5 in 2 games that he's played, so it will be interesting to see him switch it up. He wasn't in game. Oh, can we talk? Oh.
He asked if we were covering.
Yes, if what?
He asked if we were covering the game.
Oh, right, okay. I'm not gonna worry myself with that as we get into the game. I don't. Let me double check.
So as far as skirmishes go for these, it looks like No Limits is going to be trying to contest both these bottom bounty runes.
Okay,
so we might actually see a skirmish here.
This Tusk Venge combo is really
kind of
strong,
baiting.
but the whole team of No Limits is here, and they don't really opt for anything. They see them show up, and they just are happy with the 2-2 standard trade-off. And yeah, so one thing I want to point out is this Lina is definitely going to have a good lane, unless Burnt BMW just pulls one out of the hat. We saw, was it Slaymate who was able to solo kill Burnt BMW
Yeah.
But the BMW managed to make it work by rotating, and this is a similarly tough lane situation for him. B with the last pick once again. It's gonna be tough, but we'll have to see whether BMW can turn it around with the rotations again. Because there's no way in hell he's gonna win this lane.
No, you don't.
Yeah, and where are you going to be looking to see the aggression? I actually think bot lane has
It's
a
bot
lot of
for
potential
sure.
to.
It's
Yeah.
bot, but bot only goes one way, where it's going to
think
be
so.
Venge and this task who are going to be exerting the aggression. Interesting that she went for the Venge aura level 1 instead of like the additional minus armor, because I feel like they could tack on a lot of damage, right? But I guess they're favoring like
Yeah.
the constant harass rather than the one-off harass.
I also think last hitting against the Legion Commander can be kind of hard. Having
Yeah.
just the extra little damage buff can actually help you quite a bit.
For sure, Venge not really one with a lot of damage early on, as the double stun coming
Yeah.
out from Shadow Mode, very nice. This is a sign of things to come. We could be looking for a Strilling level performance here, but we'll have to hope that's the case for them, because this Nyx is gonna have to do a lot in the ways of setup.
In the mid lane, Burnt BMW is taking a lot of
As
ras
we
here.
see a
from B.
double stun though, 2-9 could get gone on here. Yeah, but just trading all around. Meanwhile, like what you said, Burnt BMW taking a bit of a slapping from B here, but it's what we expect.
Yeah.
Now 2 levels into the Dragon Slave, this could be spooky, my friend. You don't have a lot of regen to work with. As we see first blood in the bot side, missing it. Love that for me. It's
they
the
might get
level
both.
2. It's a level 2 power spike and the stun already coming out, and 2-9 able to take that kill. Game and 2-9 once again. The bot side of JK, just one kill please, able to kind of make it theirs.
For sure.
We saw Uranium Heart do this alongside game as well, and now with 2-9 they're able to kind of take this LC down as well. And once again, this LC similar to the stun, the
gonna
further
go
she gets
again.
behind, she can't really do much. The nice stun onto... Oh! Doesn't pop the Fairy Fire, falls, and game in a bit of trouble here. I don't think they have any follow-up. And it turns around for
He
the
stopped.
high five, yeah. But
I'm not so sure about that one, but it works out for him.
yeah, Waste Manager managing to even out the score, takes down the bench, and she has to TP back into lane. BMW having to play very far back, still waiting for Salve, I believe, coming out. Very
Yeah.
unfortunate, can't even get the bottle. Meanwhile, B has this bottle just about on the way with one more last hit, and he's gonna get it and ship it out quite immediately.
I mean, his job in this lane is to not die. Like, this is not a matchup that favors him at all. I think if he's able to come out of this unscathed, he can be happy with his performance.
Okay, with this salve up, they're looking to make a move
They're
though.
gonna go.
Here comes Shirts, with the charge, the preemptive stun, but doesn't stop the charge in time, and doesn't actually have a level in the Remnant, still level 3, so nothing much, just a bit of pressure. Shirts gonna try and get a lucky bash off Monka, but yeah, nothing to happen here. B still sitting pretty and has the bottle coming out and the finish now talisman. 15-10. 10 denies on this Lina.
And we haven't talked about it either, but the kid top lane, the kid magic.
Oh, as you see, Waste Manager falling
bottom lane
again. And it's this level 2 tag team, they always kind of pop onto them with this level advantage. And yeah, I don't think Waste Manager, you can really stand up to that. You have a Bracer, but not nearly enough armor when it comes to this Wave of Terror. Meanwhile, the charge coming through onto Slaymate.
They're gonna go in.
They're gonna try and make something happen here. Bang Rochman, tossing shots forward, Kid Magic. Not a lot of damage early on. Slaymate keeping him topped up, and Bash just for his trouble. A large wave coming in. I don't think they can fight this, as to be happy to farm out at the tower.
Yeah, this lane's kind of just going even.
Yeah.
Like you said, the constant top up of the Shadow Ward onto this
This PA, right?
Phantom Assassin is gonna help. Yeah, it's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of damage and magic burst coming out from this Snapfire, and now especially with the sustain of the Soul Ring. But I don't think they can pump out nearly enough in one sitting to knock him down before he gets topped back up. But BMW gonna be able to secure the room for himself, but very painfully still doesn't have the bottle. It's like you said though, he's in mode survival, right? He just needs to get out of this lane and not feed away a kill to this Lina. But then again, it kind of presents a scary opportunity for this Lina to rotate and make something happen upon hitting level 6. Still managing to go even for the most part, as Waste Manager still level 3, once again falling very far behind on this LC. But did manage to get a kill back onto 2-9. But this courier could die here. This is quite big.
Yeah, there's a lot on that.
Yeah, the tango for the sustain in lane along with the wind lace could really could have helped with the chase, but killing that off very nice from Shadowmer. As we see now, it's Burnt BMW's turn to push on, and he actually gets the, I think, was it Observer? B must have been able to deny it, but now 2 levels ahead of this Void Spirit. Almost at level 5, but very painful lane for him, as we see a goal onto top side. Shirts falling very low. It's a oh, actually manages to get a kill. I guess they must have just run out of regen, or maybe not using it in a timely manner. Has the salve, but both of them falling so low. and a bit unexpected kill from No Limits here, being able to pick off the Spirit Breaker.
So I'm really curious what the PA decides to build this game. We've seen a lot of PAs like at a high level. They've been opting to go for the Maelstrom over the Battle Fury. But I'm curious if he decides to just skip that and go straight for Deso. Oh.
Yep. Shadow Mud being charged here, so they have eyes on him. This task would really like this Windlace right now to keep it up. He could lock him off at this corner, but doesn't choose to.
Yeah, and the shirts it's still pretty slow. It's still level 1 charge.
Yeah, and the shards as well, only lasting for 4 seconds, not nearly enough time. They might take a look at Waste Manager here, but they're going to complete the charge on Shadow Mud. A whole creep wave following this man, and the shards blocking him off. But the Spike Carapace hits into it at a double stun right now. Waste Manager and him are gonna walk away scot-free. They opt for the snowball in though. Now under the tower could be a bit scary for game, but it's very tanky with those 2 gauntlets and the 2 fairy fires. He'll be a-okay. Meanwhile, B bottles up the double damage rune. Could look to make something happen though, but he'll just be happy with kind of pushing BMW out of lane. Did manage to make it to level 6 unscathed, but yeah. Meanwhile, Bang Watchman happy to farm the top lane alone. I'll be interested to see what they look to do, because once this Mortimer's Kisses comes online, along with this Void Spirit, I expect a move. But a nice ward watching them mid lane to kind of spot out whatever rotations, and be just kind of really tacking on the pressure, making sure this creep wave is constantly pushed in.
Yeah, both carries kind of have having a fairly good game. Actually, a great game from both carries. They should be able to get tons of last hits before the 10-minute mark. I think that it maybe favors 2-9 a little bit more because he can maybe be a little more active early. This PA is going to need a lot of time before she can really be active.
Oh, she actually wants to go for Deso first.
I like this. I like this. You need to match the aggression that that Radiant's going to be able to.
Oh, and the swap on the Waste Manager doesn't manage to get the press the attack off in time, but level 3 now. Can he heal through it with the stick? Has the Impale from Shadowbird to cover his tracks, and 2-9 guessing the wrong way right now. Waste Manager managing to run away with those overwhelming odds and sells out. That's a bit dicey, but we see a go on the top side. Now it's Slaymate who's going to fall, but not before he puts the Fatal Bonds onto them. Not a lot of damage coming out from Kid Magic though. But like what you said, she's building for this very aggressive Deso early build, and this could really catch just 1 kill please unawares, because they don't really have the most armor themselves as much as they can reduce armor. And there's not really a lot of disable coming out, so Shirt's just gonna walk away scot-free here as B actually pops the double damage to farm right now. Not a lot of maybe not a lot of moves that she sees could be made.
They're gonna go up on Kid Magic top and they're gonna get him.
Oh, and it's what we talked about, right? This Mortimer's Kisses, there's not enough. Maybe he didn't commit the Phantom Strike, maybe just gets bursted in the duration of the charge before it can even before she can even blink strike away. But that's a pretty huge kill, right? Because this PA not going for a farming build, he's going for the tempo build, but gets killed off early, really stunts that item progression for her.
Yeah, for sure. And this lane, I think, might be actually a little dangerous coming back. Only because Slaymate doesn't really have the sustain as far as mana goes to keep him topped up at this point.
Yeah, like at this, okay, but Bang Rushman has gone away to farm, and Shirt's in a bit of trouble. They could charge away. Yeah, and there's nothing to really stop him. Bang Rushman opted to go and farm this camp, which is quite interesting. I thought he would try and put in some pressure top. But as we see B with the Haste Rune down bot, gonna try and set up. Gets the Light Strike away with the Haste Rune. Is he gonna commit the... oh, and the Snowball, nice dodge. He's gonna have to commit the... Oh, as we see a Snowball forward, dodging it out a bit. But a bit of a late spike carapace, does it even matter though? No, the shards isn't going to be able to keep him alive. 2-9, trembling under his tower right now. There's no duel available, but there's still very much mana on B here. They might need a TP rotate to save their bench if they want to. Yeah, this bench could be a bit of trouble. The pings come up from B. No TP's coming in to save, but here he comes. Right now, is he going to make it in time? Nice swap! Waste Manager, but double stun into another double stun. And 2-9 got to stick up. He stays alive. Shadow Murk doesn't get that spike carapace off on the burn BMW. Subsequently does though, but B in right now way too far deep. 2-9 turns with the stun and the Fairy Fire as well. Falls ultimately, but BMW is the big winner and that cleans them all up. 3 for 2. They get the carry, but it's this Lina, the tempo controller, so important in this early to mid game, who's gonna fall. And BMW, despite that terrible early lane, Bang Rushman does fall here, but it's the Golem committed and just action on both sides of the map. Meanwhile, this task just farming in mid. Like, I need my levels too, my friends. But yeah,
Ben was able to get quite a bit off of that before she was able to die too. So, like, it benefits both the Void Spirit and the Venge. And the Void Spirit really needed it because his lane was not going super well. It's not a matchup that favors him.
Yeah, I think also one thing to point out, the PA just got free kill at top side, so that like we said, it's the two carries that are coming out on top. But now with the duel ready, Waste Manager might want to pop it off, but there's no TP support coming in for 2-9, but he'll be A-okay right now, sitting at 13 armor and almost 1k HP. I don't think he's an easy kill. Meanwhile, top tower is gonna be sieged on by this Slaymate Golem, and yeah, just kind of the the cooldown's kind of running out for no limits, and they're gonna try and maybe reset and maybe make a move in a bit on the next rune. We'll have to see what B looks to do.
So I'm very curious what the build is going to be from 2-9. I think he. Do you think?
I don't think
this
he goes
isn't a
X,
fantastic.
but actually, Pops DD tries to go on to B here. Doesn't have mana for the Aether Remnant though, so nothing much gonna mount from that. But just scaring the Lina a little bit. Right now, the lane is very much in his favor because he went for a bit of an early game build instead of this Lina. This Lina is rushing the Boots of Travels, looking to make moves around the map, and has it out on the courier. So I'm gonna look for the tempo to be severely kicked up by this Lina. Waste Manager still has the duel, so I'm gonna be looking at bot side for this Lina to make a move, and maybe she's looking there as well. Meanwhile, at mid, it's just Burn BMW being traced by Shadow Merc right now. They don't know they have they know that there's a ward there, but they're just all trailing around in the triangle, gonna look to farm this stack. Yeah, just relatively quiet. Burn.
Do you think this Venge goes, instead of Ags, do you think maybe she goes Linken's here? Because it's not really a great BKB game.
I don't know whether you go Linken's. You might still go X after this Yasha, but we'll have to see what he queues up. But X just too good of an item as we see a charge up onto Kid Magic, and the Nether Strike knocks him back, but is it enough? He can still Blink Strike away, doesn't opt to though. As the Mortimer's Kisses rain in and he falls, Shadow Merc cancels that with the Spike Carapace, something we forgot to mention maybe. But the Cookie over onto Slaymate, he doesn't have the Golem, they know this. The Bang Watchman being gone on now, the Snowball gonna finish off Slaymate as he gets completely smacked with that Laguna Blade game. Gonna try and get out of this scot-free, but the stun from Shadow Merc, he knows what's up as he takes down this task. And just trade both ways, but they crucially get that PA, very big, stops him from getting that Deso. And any kill, as we said, and the charge onto Shirts, and mass TP is coming in, they know Shirts, he has to bail. He's gonna most likely fall for this one as Shadow Merc lines up the Impale, and Waste Manager coming in for the duel. Free 10 damage, you love to see it. But meanwhile, 2-9 just having the freest game of his life right now. So many heroes in response to try and make sure B stays alive there, but they're A-okay with that. They lose Bang Rochman, but they take out the PA, and now looks like they're gonna try and convert this into a move mid. Now all three calls in gonna try and knock down on this tower. They don't actually have a 45 here, so this tower is falling really quick.
There should be no response. There's a lot of damage.
That was a really nice move from No Limits, just recognizing, okay, everyone's dead now, let's just take this tower, the outs are down, right? But here they come, trying to make a move on the Waste Manager, as the Remnant catches him into the stun, doesn't time the press the attack, but honestly against so much disable, how are you supposed to? Waste Manager gonna be the one to tank the death again. Now 1-4 and 3 on this LC, not having a really good start to the game.
Yeah, and that tower allows PA to get this Deso too, so I mean, this is kind of, maybe it's not the timing, but it is a timing for No Limits to make some moves, and especially when you have the Golem up.
Yeah, but right now the Golem is out and Waste Manager's coming up. They're gonna have to be a bit careful because they don't have the Mortimer's Kisses right now, and the rest of their team.
There'll be a lot of damage coming out from Dire.
Yeah, and here comes Lina with that Boost of Travel TP, locks him up with the chains, but it's only the Fatal Bond's only lashing onto 2 right now. Still very scary for sure as Shadow Merc lurks around in the corner. There isn't really a ward here for them as Burn BMW could get gone on with a stun, and a double stun in from the Impale and the Warlock Golem, but they'll be happy with that. That is basically like 3 ultimates being used. They need to get out. Without their Void Spirit, they're very weak, but in comes B with that boost of travel movement speed. The Snowball gonna ward them off for now. They can't really kill him, but he's more than likely dead here. Sends out the Walrus Punch for his troubles, but falls out in the end. Shadow Merc gonna get stunned by that Cookie, but nothing they can do there to save their task.
And this is their timing.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're gonna get some good damage onto this tier 2 tower.
I'm surprised they're not going for Rosha. I feel like they could rush it down with the Deso, but
yeah, there's a lot of damage with the Lina as well.
Yeah. But I guess
Lina can take advantage of that mana from really well.
Yeah. So 2-9, he knows that they're all missing on the map right now. Just hides away. He knows what's up as they TP back in to try and stabilize the map a bit. This Void's still a bit away from his Yule, so we're gonna see it take a while to maybe come online, but this use is definitely going to help them in the ways of setup, right? They already have so much going on, and that's just additional takeoffs that they might have. Meanwhile, B sitting pretty, going for that Shadow Blade rush. This is like the cookie cutter Lina build. If it isn't the BKB, it's probably the Shadow Blade or the Crystallis or something. We see a go on the bot side though as 2-9 gonna get gone by Shadow Merc. Waste Manager into the stun, gets Bang Watchman as well, and the charge through a bit late from Shirts and game in with the ice shards, but nothing much. Oh, and just locks them all in, but that's just perfect. Perfect for Shadow Merc to repel that with the level 3 spike carapace. Sends that those shotgun pellets straight back into Snap's face, and yeah, that's a 2 for 0. Nice move from No Limits, really picking up the pace here. That Lina didn't even have to show up as she's able to TP mid.
And you kind of see the problem with this Venge in that fight. It can kind of do a lot of damage to the rest of the team, but it really doesn't answer the blur much at all. At least right now.
As we see her go onto mid, or is it the other way around? She actually gets charged down onto the low ground, so nothing to amount from there, and she also has a haste rune. Oh no, haste rune, she's just moving so fast. She's gonna pick up the haste rune now, but they could make another go onto 2-9 here. They're posturing, the duel is up, and she runs through the trees with that move speed, doesn't face boots, a bit too scared of what's in the trees right now. Nobody showing. As Burn BMW trying to finishes up that Yules is gonna fly out on the courier. We're gonna see what he can do with that. Burn BMW a bit off the map since that earlier engagement, but they might be all TPing under the vision of a ward here. Very nice behind the tower ward. They must have seen this because they should know that this is there. So
and they're gonna try to fight though. They're gonna go in.
They see them right now. Waste Manager has the blink now, manages to duel out Burn BMW, but it's Skirts who's gonna fall on the back line. Can they take out Waste Manager in time? Yes, they can. 2-9 being chased by Shadow Merc though. Once again, the double stun on the Bang Rushman again. The snowball on the wrong side of the fight right now. A bit late in, but in comes 2-9 with that buyback on the carry. But they take out. All buybacks coming in now. They want to make something happen. They know this is an important fight, but Kid Magic is gonna get away scot-free. No, the charge comes through. That's nothing to save this carry right now. This is a huge overcommitment from. And Kid Magic, he manages to get away. Slaymate, is he gonna tank this for him? Yes, Slaymate is gonna tank. Oh, they want to keep Magic though. They see him. They're gonna get him.
Okay.
Yeah, and they get this PA in the end. Slaymate, despite his best efforts, cannot save his PA. That's 3 buybacks though. The bench,
yeah,
the
that's a big commitment.
The task, the big winner of all of this is Burn BMW. Doesn't get, manages to kill the LC and chain that into a bunch of 4 kills. He's really gonna have to be the one to take control of the game for his team because this bench is now quite behind after that buyback.
Yeah, and she is gonna go for the.
Oh wait, but the blink duel set up by the stun on Shadow Merc and the charge in from Shirts, but the nice Mike Carapace is stopping him.
Okay.
He still has the Shadow. The Astral Step, so he gets out scot-free very, very close. Nice little interrupt from Shirts there because without him, that Void most likely would have been dead. Yeah, what a scary place to be. Once again, No Limit with this ward coverage deep inside the jungle, exactly where it needs to be. Commend them time and time again for their vision control. And now with the duel down, they know there's nothing, but there still is the Lina with this Shadow Blade reveal, and game just gets instantly blown up. 55 seconds on the sidelines. That's his buyback, or rather his dieback. Bang Watchman trying to slow them with the Scatter Blast, but here comes Shadow Merc in, and the stuns.
So much damage.
And B definitely doing the job for his team right there because, you know, we talked about how they have a lot of skirmishing power on just 1 kill piece, but a bit of a fragmented fight, and they have to commit so many buybacks for that. Now presents quite a bit of an opening where, you know, these calls on the side of No Limits are still farming up pretty. Let's take a look at the net worth real quick and see how that impacted them. It's of course Lina on top of the net worth, nearing 10k now, and after that buyback, 2-9 sitting behind Kid Magic. Even though Kid Magic didn't go for a farming build, maybe he recognizes that this lineup on the side of just 1 kill please, not the fastest farmers themselves, and he can kind of afford to go for a more aggressive build.
Yeah, I really like it. Because the bench isn't really gonna go Maelstrom. She's gonna go for the Silver Edge. I think this is a good answer.
Yeah.
I worry a little bit about the amount of physical damage output that can kind of follow that up. Because it really is just you.
Yeah.
There's no one else on the team that can really deal out the physical damage to the PA. But maybe you hope you can get some bashes in on the Spirit Breaker during that time.
So we talked about how, like, you know, even though there isn't a lot of physical damage that goes through the blur, there's a Snapfire, but this offlane Snapfire just hasn't really been hitting in the way that she needs to. She's getting this Solar Crest now, but Venge isn't really the be-all, end-all position 1 damage dealer that you kind of want her to be, right? Usually you want this snap on like a Dusa, and then you get the Solar Crest, and then she's hitting extra hard, or like a Hyper Carry of some sort. It's gonna take really long for Venge to scale up to that point. And yeah, it kind of leaves a weird opening where now somehow No Limits are the ones who are the strong ones on the map as Slimit spots out Shirts, but Waste Manager has to take a long way around, doesn't blink over the wall, and yeah, spots out these wards, gonna D-ward here. Meanwhile, it's Bang Watchman who falls solo to B. Nice setup, probably from the Shadow Blade into a stun and Laguna, as we see here. Now, the pressure being tacked on, but Shadow Murk, he's tracing them. Nice! Chaotic offering onto 3. Shirts trying to block them with the charge forward, but in comes one BMW, the charge forward, and Waste Manager, he's caught in a really weird spot, but nice Fatal Bonds! Knocks all of them down with one Dragon Slave and the whole side. Being godlike now, that Fatal Bonds definitely the MVP of that fight. Just one Dragon Slave just cleans up their entire health bar.
Yeah, and it's all this physical damage that can come out from No Limits with the Legion Commander. All 3 of their cores are really so physical damage heavy.
Maybe they got a bit of a false sense of security, right? Because they see all the skills used on the Bang Watchman, right? So they're like, oh, we should be fine.
Yeah.
But crucially, as we've seen time and time again, the counter to Nyx is sentries. You can't be standing anywhere and not expecting. You don't see anyone on the map, you need to be standing under a sentry. As they basically take a free fight thanks to that vision from Shadow Murk. As we see a go onto Kid Magic, maybe 2-9 with the stun, and the BKB immediately pop, but he can't TP out. He gets cancelled immediately by that Warrior's Punch, like we talked about, the BKB piercing disable, and they managed to turn it around to Kid Magic. That's the turnaround kill that they need.
That's exactly what they needed. They need to be able to shut down this PA. But at the same time, there's 2 other cores that can scale very, very well on No Limits that have some free space right now.
Yeah, Waste Manager didn't have the best start to the early game, but actually we see a go on to be here. Now dude, this Lina is level 18. At 21 minutes. Yeah, but she gets charged. They see her with the sentry into mid, but there isn't another strike for them to follow up. Snowball very slow forward, with BKB already can't do much, and the Fatal Bonds and a nice double stun from Shadow Murk takes down both supports right now. And as Burn BMW manages to clean up this Nyx, but the BKB is still caught from B. He's gonna be able to clean up this 2-9 bench and not be able to get the swap in time. Falls as well. Burn BMW Nyx on the menu, but doesn't have the setup on B right now. Tipped, but oh, the blink fall from Waste Manager just a bit late. Burn BMW should go away scot-free here. Wait, but doesn't manage to make it out to the other side? Does he have an Astro Step? No, he doesn't get stunned as he comes down. That's the duel, and Burn BMW to fall as well. That's huge. Waste Manager. It's been a tough early game for him. I was just about to say that right as the fight broke out, but he's managed to make his way back. Now 40 dual damage, being the front line and initiate that his team needs, aided by Shadow Murk and B on this unstoppable Lina right now.
Yeah, and once he gets this Blade Mail, this Venge is going to be very, very sad.
Yeah,
you can just jump straight onto the Venge and basically blow him up with just one duel. He doesn't really need the follow-up.
Yeah, we saw that fight on the bot side they initiated as well. He's getting to a point where he's becoming quite tanky and hard for them to deal with, right? And with this Blade Mail, like you said, all this unstoppable damage coming out from just one kill piece is just going to be turned against them.
Yeah. And B as well, level 20 now on this Lina. I mean, you saw it earlier in that mid lane. How often do you see one character in the game, one hero in the game, be able to uninterrupted take out like 10 last hits on another, I mean not 10 last, 10 auto attacks on another hero?
Yeah, and I just want to also point out that this is what else can you ask for from your mid and captain, right? You want this guy, like this guy, he didn't like rotate to the other lanes. Waste Manager was having a tough time. He could have come down there, but he knows like I just focus on my own pulse fight. I set myself up for a winning lane, and he most definitely has been making moves around the map when he had hit his item timings. That boost of travel, Shadow Blade has been getting kills on Bang Watchman and just random kills around the map. And now with that BKB, he's basically untouchable. You don't really have as much physical damage as you have. There's so much this Lina is so strong right now, it's kind of hard to stand out and fight her. She's basically a machine gun. As we see her now
especially with this BKB now.
Yeah,
like,
having away
you can't
now
jump on her.
having away now at this mid tower. Yeah, I don't think they can fight this right now.
Yeah.
They kind of, yeah, a very nice visual control from them. With the ward on the cliff right now, they're in perfect position to take this top lane as well as they're looping around. They're looking for Bang Watchman, but very wisely TPs away. And yeah, they just have firm control of this triangle.
Yeah, and who do you go on to if you're Radiant?
I don't even know. The only person I can think of is like this Nyx, right? But then the Spike Carapace just screws you over. And now this Warlock as well, with that Shadow, even though it's not maxed, there's a lot of AoE healing that, you know, might circumvent like this magic damage from coming out. As we see Shadow Murk, he sees BMW in the trees here. He can set up for a stun and stun into the Meteor Hammer. Can he land it? He does, but where's the follow-up? Not there. Schwartz gonna come back around, try and find this Nyx assassin, but here comes Slaymate. Fatal bonds onto one just to send a
Rest of
message.
team tier.
But B gets caught. Oh, but the TP in. not the TP in the blinking from Waste Manager, but the stun just to ward off this Warlock. But the stun back onto B, Light Strike away onto Bang Watchman. They want to take out the Stepfire and the Golem down onto 3. Kid Magic pops that BKB onto 2-9 now, and the stun, Light Strike away, another one from B, a killer, gonna make this move on the game, the counter initiate from this Void Spirit, but not able to do much. B actually falling really low, but still has the Aegis. It's popped, but takes out 2-9. Meanwhile, Burn BMW chained by another stun into Meteor Hammer as he looks for this Void in the trees, as Burn BMW has to get out there. Man, how do you even take the fight as the buyback onto 2-9? Maybe a bit preemptive there, thinking his Void Spirit is going to get in trouble, but yeah, the Slaymate Golem tanking that up, and that's what we talked about, right? Okay, the swap in, trying to get this Warlock, the Light Strike away to cover him, but gets punched up into the sky. Meanwhile, Burn BMW taking quite a lot of damage, but it's not nearly enough. There's no follow-up on the side of No Limits, and they are forced to back off right now. But now 13k gold up. The whole time they managed to take out B's Aegis, but you know, they have to trade yet another position 1 bench buyback for that. That's really gonna stunt the item progression. All she's sitting with, and the duel in from Waste Manager. It's gonna be a disaster. This bench died back now. In comes Mortimer's Kisses. Can he finish off Waste Manager? No, a bit too tanky as the BKB comes out. Game not being able to tag on the Warrior's Punch. Just slowed, stunned, and melted. This Tusk can't do anything as Burn BMW comes in as well. Cleans up on that next assassin, but B still standing, fighting fit. Can't catch onto him, but here comes Skirts with that charge. Can he land him? No, Waste Manager going forward, but the BKB fall from Kid Magic, trying to cover for his Lina. B is gonna fall, but that is the buyback from... Okay, Waste Manager could fall here, but already has the shot. The cookie gonna land nicely timed from Bang Watchman, but Waste Manager looks like he's gonna fall for his team there. He managed to turn it around, very crucial kills, but that once again cost him a lot of buybacks. Game still on the hunt here. This is his buyback as well. The Venge and... Dude, the Venge and the Spirit Breaker die back once again.
Yeah, but at the same time, I can't think of a better hero that you would want to get that 10 kill streak on than the Spirit Breaker. Because as we've said so many times before, what does the Spirit Breaker have that everyone misses? It's the scaling. And that 800 gold that he just got, that's going to start paying dividends for him.
Okay, so this is a crucial part in the fight, right? Because crucial part of the game, because this Void, Burn BMW now has secured that Agonyms. It can really put a wrench in the plans of the counter initiate of No Limits, especially if he gets into the backlines and silences this Nyx, silences this Lina, might force out early BKB suboptimal, and we can, that's where we can see the Warrior's Punch or the swap coming to really punish this Lina.
Yeah, but, and we kind of did, we already saw the strength of this Venge when they, when she bought back and killed the, why am I driving? Warlock. She bought back and killed the Warlock. You see the Shadow Blade, she's able to get the swap, and the Shadow Blade back to safety. Before they're able to initiate onto her. If she can continue getting pickoffs like that, the problem is getting a pickoff like that without getting caught out.
Oh, the Waste Manager sees him, gets the duel off, game, still quite tanky, double bracelet and mech now, but he gets stunned up and just completely charged. Interrupt, but the Blade Mail reflects that Warrior's Punch damage straight onto him, and a nice little mana burn, able to finish the job. But we see that Tusk very tanky with the double bracelet mech build over here. Didn't even get the stick off, but just so hard to take down. This could represent a turning point for just 1 kill, please, if you know, No Limits aren't careful.
Yeah, they need anything right now. So I don't know. I mean, No Limits are actually playing really well around the map and avoiding anywhere where Radiant could pick them off. Like this Spirit Breaker has to play so far ahead of the rest of the team, and no one can quite catch up to him if he ever goes in on somebody.
Yeah, and I really think like this guy, he's queuing up Aghanim Scepter now, but I really think he needs a BKB because how else does he get into the fight, right? There's so much interrupt with the Spike Carapace and the LSAs just covering him everywhere. But then again, it doesn't even feel that good to get a BKB because there's so many BKB piercing disables on the side of No Limits as well. Looks like they're gonna try and posture to defend this top lane tower. Kid Magic now with the Skull Basher completed, very scary. Can definitely 1-0 this Void if he gets the jump, but looks like they'll give up this tower, content with trying to defend the high ground since the Tusk is not alive.
They have some good high ground here with the Venge.
Yeah. The swap potential always very scary.
Yeah,
And it's what we talked about as well, because once this swap comes out, so is the charge, so are the kisses, and so is this Void into the backline, silencing them all up with the Aghanim's upgraded Resonant Pulse. It could be a really scary team fight for them to take here. I don't think you'll feel comfortable with this unless you get another Aegis perhaps on the side of B. But
yeah, you
see
have to respect this lineup.
Look at the drawings from B here. He knows it's time to take the outpost, but they run into Waste Manager here as the stun comes through. But BMW gets the silence off, not able to get
Huge
that.
kill.
Yeah, huge, and on to Slaymate as well. The stun. Oh, but the buyback in from Waste Manager immediately. They get this Warlock, doesn't have the buyback, but now it's it's BMW and Venge who fall, and the rest of the team not able to help them in time. Even the mech isn't enough as the physical damage just shreds them apart. Being able to hit away freely as Game looks like he's gonna fall as well. Has the snowball to buy himself some time, but that might just end up feeding a dual kill over to Waste Manager. As it does, gets his revenge, and now they're postured to push up for the high ground. Only Bang Rushman not able to get those Mortimer's kisses off, but in reality, how much of a difference would it have made? They just kind of walked into the Shredder there, onto that in that little pathway over there, walking into Shadowbird, stun into Meteor Hammer, and B and Kid Magic able to just keep them there and shred them apart as they convert this into a mid-Rex. And just when we thought just one kill please might be able to turn this around, B once again showing his strength on this leader.
Yeah.
You know, when he's able to just kind of dish out that damage from the backlines and not being gone on, he can do so much. And Waste Manager, as much as that was a good kill, you kind of commit so many ultis, maybe a bit of miscommunication. We saw a swap, a Nether Strike, and the Void Spirit go in. So a lot of commitment just for that Warlock, and that allows the rest of the team to make it happen. But Nether Strike now onto Waste Manager. This could be a dieback if he's not careful, but the swap, second charge, doesn't want to use it.
You have to commit so much just to kill him.
Yeah, and you know, I want to just point out, you might wonder, like, maybe with this Aghanim Scepter earlier on this bench, you might not have had to commit those buybacks, right? Because it essentially does the same thing and you have 2 rounds of spells. I think you're kind of expecting, you know, this bench to do out the physical damage right now, but even against the Blur, you don't have an MKB, you're not going to be able to land those hits, right? As we see a smoke out with the Shadow Silver Edge completed, this is the opening they're going to try and make, but it looks like it's going to be a smoke on the side of No Limits as well. They're going to try and meet in the jungle.
They might meet each other.
No, I think they're going to go right past each other, but we don't know that. Okay, so right now, 2-9 leading the charge into the Radiant jungle, but we see such a nice you know, ward coverage. Once again, they might have seen that smoke actually. I'm not too sure. This yeah, as they see the smoke pop over here, they have to know they're gonna have to decide if they want to rotate upwards here. Waste Manager leading the charge, but B draws the line. He's gonna try and make this move onto the bot tower. They can actually take the outpost as well. They have yet to but maybe not.
Your gonna show here.
Dude, a Skadi completed on this Lina. 19k gold, now 20k gold. This Lina is like the entirety of that gold lead. Like, yeah, she's just completely massive right now. And I think, what is this, a Satanic? Yeah, a Satanic completed for Kid Magic. Oh man, how do you even fight into this? You're gonna have to execute. You're gonna have to execute basically a perfect team fight from just one kill please, and I can't even tell you how that's gonna happen.
You need to really break their spirits and just keep them stunned for a super long time. And I just don't know if they have the. I don't know if they have the disables.
Yeah, yeah, but what is there any item that can kind of make a difference here? We see this Void Spirit going for the Kaya Sarge. I'm not sure whether that's the one. Snapfire has the BKB completed, but once again, I don't know how much that will change things. But the charge coming on the Waste Manager yet again. How many times have we seen this LC get initiated on? But Kid Magic just turns it around. She's in a bit of a bad spot now, but the BKB from herself and the to press the attack now on the Bang Rushman. Meanwhile, B beating on the sidelines. Bang Rushman with that BKB, but it doesn't stop the Skadi from just beating them down. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a GG here. No buybacks. They can just push up onto the high ground. They're pinging it. They want this second lane of Rex. Just a bit of a disastrous fight. Like, it's like what you said, right? Who do you even go on the side of No Limits? They choose Waste Manager, and again, he handles them, just takes out the trash. A nice backup from Kid Magic, just bursting down this Spirit Breaker almost instantaneously. And even when it looks like they can turn onto this PA, the press the attack, the Satanic, and the BKB, just tell them no. Doesn't even have to commit the rock for that B, just kind of nails that Bang Rochman, Snapfire down, and we might be seeing the game ender here. Meteor Hammer in from Shadowmark.
Mad respect from Kid Magic to go straight for the Deso in this game. He recognizes when the rest of his team is going to get online.
I mean, for sure, definitely an adjustment from the first game, right?
Yeah.
Where he didn't feel like he was able to do much. Waste Manager in the tower though, we got some tower diving going on, but Slaymate with the Golem and the
die back from Legion.
Okay, diving from the Legion. This PA is dead as
This is
well.
their
They can
time.
turn it and swap into the fountain, but the ice shot's just a bit off the mark. B manages to get away here, and the Mac coming through, but the slow from Slaymate keeps them at bay for now. But B gonna pop that BKB onto burn BMW, use away the silence. The snowball comes through, but still not over just yet. But Game, he's taking so much damage from this Lina, and he can't stand up. 2-9, trying to 1v1 this Lina, but the Lina is a Skadi. 22k net worth, knocks down this burn BMW Void Spirit, and all that's left is this sad little Tusk. What can he do? Just
He's gonna do it.
Nothing.
He's gonna roll into the Warlock. He just wants a kill. He just wants to kill so bad.
Doesn't even have and gets stunned up from Shadow Bug. That is the game ender for sure. They just let the throne fall. GG comes out, and man, what a series! They end
No
that
Limitz
game with
striking back.
They end that game with a 28k net worth up. That's crazy. A bunch of GG nicks coming out. Probably, I don't know whether that's some salt or whether that's some respect, but you know, nice even series from both sides. We saw signs of real brilliance from both sides, but it ends up being a 1-1. Quite a lot of draws going on in this is it challengers? I don't know whether it's contenders or casual division, but ultimately very nice game from them. Dude, let's look at that graph. What the heck? It was so even for most of the game, and then they just turn it on.
It's the PA deso. Once this PA got the deso, they recognized like there's really not a ton of answers from just one kill, please.
It was a really
and
nice
they're able
play,
to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean, even though she kind of like fed away a kill at top side, which was a bit unfortunate from her end, like she still managed to stay on top. And like recognizing maybe B is the real carry this game, right? I just need to kind of go in and cause chaos and just be this unhittable target because of the blur, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because 2-9 has to like there's really no other target that 2-9 can focus, because that's the only thing he can really he can focus on. It's the only person who's going to get up in his face enough for him to be able to hit.
Okay, so we might have a captain's interview here. You guys, no worries. Glad we could catch your game. Okay, so anyone, I don't know if we're gonna be getting an interview here, but yeah.
You said, is there a captain's interview?
That's one turn kill, but I think B says he doesn't want to do an interview, so I guess we'll just leave it at that
okay.
then. So yeah, let's just that was pretty intense game from both sides, but like what we said, no limits recognizing their power spike and B really putting the team on his back. That's what you want from a mid and a captain. Takes the last pick for himself, as we've seen time and time again, and wins the game with it. That Lina last pick really like so we see now, right? It's when they win first game, it's mode have fun. But now it's mode done. This Lina.
It's mode done.
Yeah, this Lina on his profile as well. Yeah, and even the fiery background with the dragon, like he's got all the things going for it.
You gotta imagine he's not gonna be able to get this Lina.
Yeah.
In many other of their series in this tournament.
Any of the competitors watching this game will be scared of the last pick Lina just because of how strong he is on it. And I mean, the profiles are public, so you can kind of like see that this dude is a level 30 Lina, right? Maybe not really expecting it and falling into the trap, because they kind of set their lineup up for a Void Spirit, but it might have been just a bit too much of a telegraphed pick.
Well, also, how often do you see their position 5 in one game flexing to mid in the next game? You're not.
No, but that's
you're
what
not
B
thinking
does,
about what
though.
this guy's playing. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
That's what he does, right? Like he in the previous game as well against 4 anchors, he was playing like a support, I think. Oh, voice crack. But yeah, I don't remember, but I know for a fact this guy does play some support. But yeah, probably caught them off guard a little bit, especially with how the draft looks, right? Like, okay, not really how the draft looks, but I think it's quite telegraphed that you're looking for a mid, but you don't know who's playing it, so it might be a bit... No, actually, I take that back. It's quite obvious that B might be the mid player, just because of the fact that Slaymate and him are the primary ones flexing between mid and support.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just one kill please that a bit of a more shady draft. They try something special, but it doesn't work out. This Vengeful Spirit carry, not really working out in the way that, you know, they probably planned it to. Not going for the X, going for more of a DPS, like physical damage build, but can't really hit through this PA, and you know, that LC got to a point where it's just so hard to go on her. Just ran out of targets to go on, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it looked like. And the other thing with the Venge is the other team's not going to let you get that amount of damage off in a fight. As soon as they see you starting to go in on somebody, they're going to target you with everything they have.
For sure. Okay, so how did you feel about that series of games? How do you feel?
It's actually hard to parse, right? Because like, no limits. I mean, they don't look super strong in game one, but then in game two they come back and look, I mean, crazy strong. And I think they tied their last series too. So yeah. I guess just kind of a volatile team. But when they get what they want, like a Lina mid on the guy who is a Grandmaster Lina,
yeah,
I mean, they're gonna take it to you.
Yeah, I mean the story writes itself, right? Literally Grandmaster Lina. I expect nothing less.
But at the same time, just one kill, please. I think executed their first draft in game one like really perfectly.
I do want to point out that might have been a bit of trouble in the early in the drafting phase because we saw them take a lot of time. They probably had a lot of discussion in the draft about what they wanted to do with it, and this is what they ended up with. But may have been a bit of a draft they might not be comfortable with. Of course, we have seen like I said, 2-9, you know, historically plays those mids that are a bit more backline casters and not too much success, but you know, I don't know, this just kind of feels like a bit of a scattered draft from Just One Kill Please. Probably not something that they feel too familiar with based on the way they executed that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also I think No Limits is just, we talked about it I think in the last series we casted. They seem like a really hard team to draft against just because they've picked so many different heroes.
Right.
Like we saw them playing like Wind Ranger off lane into Lesh off lane. That was them, right?
I don't actually remember. No, Burn BMW was the Dawnbreaker player. Burn BMW played Dawnbreaker and Earthshaker.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I got my
and Bang Watchman played Disruptor and like Shadow Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it for us for this cast. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know whether I'm supposed to be saying this, but I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't feel like the best cast that we've done. We both are a bit like kind of all over the place in this one, but it's still fun games nonetheless. We'll be back probably tomorrow with more games. There's a bit of a scheduling mix-up today morning, but hopefully tomorrow we kind of can start like, or at least we were better prepared, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you so much for joining me as usual, Beats. Always
yeah,
fun
thanks
to
for having me on.
games
Very. I mean, even though the cast may have felt a little off, the games were very fun, and
no,
I think part of it is just the amount of aggression coming out.
Yeah, we didn't expect that. It was literally 15 kills on each side at 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was insane. But yeah, always a pleasure to cast with you. But you know what I mean, right? Like it feels a bit like different than usual.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't really know what's up, but I'm gonna send a raid over to Colonel Squid, who is casting the second game of Sing Cats vs IO Era. We're gonna hop on over to him, and yeah, you can catch us probably for the next few days. We're probably gonna be casting. Are you free, Beats?
What time are the games tomorrow?
I have no idea. They only announce them like later, I think. But we'll find out then.
So possibly.
But yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining us, and thank you so much for my homies for all the support. Even though you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I appreciate y'all being here. And yeah, I'm gonna send a raid over to Colonel Squid. Thank you, my friends, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Start raid. Raid in 10 seconds. How does this work? There's a delay, right? So do I raid him immediately, or does it like wait for 5 minutes before raiding? That's kind of weird.
I don't know how it works.
Okay,
I think it goes as soon as you're offline.
Okay, I'm raided. I have raided.
Yeah, because I'm in.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna end stream, I think. Wait, is it? I don't know. Can I end stream?
Looks like the stream ended.
Did it?